That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Trying to survive the heat dome. The heat.
What's the temperature say right now? 94 degrees, feels like 106. Love it, dude. Love it.
You know,
ahead.
folks, we get started a second. We were talking before, but I picked my boat up today. I got it power pole's on, engine serviced. Took a couple extra days because that little plastic piece by the impeller or whatever was cracked.
Mm-hmm.
I had to order that, but now I got to rig it, and I'm like, I really don't want to rig in 95-degree weather.
I don't blame you, dude.
And curse it and trying to pull those wires through. I think Monday might be like 80 or something, 80s,
Yeah.
80s. So
yeah, it's supposed to be a little bit better early next week. So
if everybody knows what we're talking about, it's literally, it feels like August weather right now in North Carolina. Like, it is brutally hot. But you can still get out there and catch some fish, and there's a way to do. Yeah, I caught some today. There's a way to do that. You head on over to onecastfishing.com and use the code ONECAST, all one word, at checkout. Get your hands on those snagless jigs. I'm telling you right now, get them football jigs and those flipping jigs. Both of them work offshore very well, especially when those fish are sitting in 8 million degree water and they're super tired and they don't want to feed in the middle of the bright bluebird sky days like they did today. But head on over there, check those snagless jigs out, weedless nets, soft plastics, long neck hooks, and everything else. Another thing I'll say too is make sure you jump into that free rig type situation. If you don't throw a free rig, it's a great way to catch a lot of those lethargic bass. And I got one rigged up for a tournament tomorrow, in a 5-inch alewife stinger from One Cast Fishing. So make sure you get your hands on those. They got 3.5-inch and 5-inch. Check those out. Also, while you're online, head on over to Hobie Eyewear. Use that link we provide you guys. You're going to save 20% on your purchase. You're going to get your hands on all those different frames and lens options they have to offer. We love the floating frames. Check out the upcycled kayak plastic frames that they launched. And keep your eyes protected, man. Never lose another pair of sunglasses before your next fishing trip. Make sure you download Deep Dive app. Go to your app store. Download that app. Pay that annual subscription. Super cheap. Helps you break down bodies of water with all the different features they have to offer. Check out North Carolina's premier real estate agent, which is Terry Carpenter. You can reach him at carpentert@hpw.com. He's Howard Perry Walston in Caldwell Banker. Uncle Terry's a bass fisherman. He's going to get you in the home of your dreams here in Central North Carolina. And then finally, our boys out of Indianapolis, Indiana, Waymeyer Group. They have everything boat trailer part related. They'll get you squared away at home or while you're on the road. Anything you need for your boat trailer, they got you covered. So make sure you call them at 1-800-434-4824. Talk to the subject matter experts themselves and get your trailer squared away so you can keep fishing. Did I miss anything?
Negative,
Ghost Rider. I think my voice is sunburned. I think my voice is 100% sunburned, dude. Like, I literally have lost my voice.
She's gonna be smoke burned tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna fish a little derby tomorrow up on a Clearwater reservoir. It's a 3-fish limit. And,
which lake?
It's up at Mayo Lake. I'm gonna fish that 5 Alive up there and see if we can catch 15, 18 pounds for 3 fish. Nothing like we're seeing around here in the Piedmont region. Before we got on live here, guys, Nick Kincaid, what's up? We were talking about the Tuesday nighters and the Wednesday nighters here in the Piedmont region, and none of us fish those just because we got other stuff going on. And but man, I'm telling you right now, like, they are doing some damage with those 3-fish limits, like 20, 21 pounds for 3 fish, man. It's absolutely insane, especially on a place like Sharon Harris. And I know Pete and I had a buddy hit us up today and kind of wanted to, we'll see if we can get the young man and his father on to kind of talk about their journey in bass fishing. But this young man, and I won't name his name, he's been winning every single Tuesday or Wednesday nighter on Sharon Harris, and he is absolutely dropping the hammer on him. And it just goes to show you, for all the haters out there that thought Sharon Harris didn't have any big bass in it, you're probably eating crow right now, because there's been some giants absolutely caught out of Sharon Harris within the last, I don't know, 6-7 weeks, to include a day that I had out there, which was absolutely phenomenal, 24 pounds for 5. But that's kind of embarrassing when 21 pounds for 3 is being caught. So if you think about it, Sharon Harris has still got giants, and it's just tough to fish, man. Like I was having a conversation with Ben and Pete about it, man. That water is probably the dirtiest I've ever seen it before. I'm sure there's several factors in that. One being the drought conditions we're facing. 2 being urbanization. So a lot of developments going around the lake. Lack of vegetation, as everybody knows, and so the water is about as dirty as it gets. And that's why I just want to hold up this bad mamma jammer right here. In the day of the koiki, or the urchin style bait, guess what still works? Black and blue jigs, baby. So if you can't get them on an urchin style bait, like I said, head on over and check those jigs, snagless jigs, out at One Cast Fishing, because I caught them on it today, and it was pretty fun, man. Setting the hook, heavy line, heavy rod, and just jacking them in the jaw in about, 4 feet of water. So
just like with a koiki. Heavy line, heavy rod, and jacking them in 4 feet of water.
I mean, you're not wrong. Right? You can go urchin style bait, or you can go.
Sometimes they just want to feed down, man. But
sometimes
you gotta give them what they want, right? What's up, Nick?
That's true.
Kim Edensroth, you guys are pretty boring. Hey, I appreciate the feedback, Kim Edensroth. That's awesome. Sorry, we're not meeting your entertainment needs. I implore you to go buy a couple $1,000s in equipment, start your own podcast, and go live, and then you can entertain folks however you want to. So appreciate it, but do appreciate the interaction. It really helps us out. Shows our sponsors. People love the show. So thanks for commenting and helping us out.
Hey, man, everyone's entitled to their
we might be all a little salty. It's been a long day for everybody.
No, they're allowed to have their opinion. It doesn't mean I'm not going to comment on their opinion.
Well, I mean, I guess I challenge the audience, right? What do you guys want us to talk about? Obviously we're a outdoor fishing podcast, and we want to talk about outdoors and fishing. Definitely challenge everybody that dials into our Fishing Friday lives or our recorded episodes to check out either or. Sometimes our Fishing Friday lives are our recorded episode for the week. So, but if you're not into Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, stuff like that, make sure you head on over there, type in The One Cast, and we got a ton of hundreds of episodes on those platforms that you guys don't get to see on the live shows. So there's a lot of great guests and stuff like that. And
got a really good one dropping right after we get done here at 8:00 with some biologists talking F1 bass here in North Carolina. I unfortunately missed that episode because work. I have a real job, unfortunately.
Speaking of which, on that one, we need to remember they mentioned they actually have a geneticist on staff. We need to get the geneticist.
For sure.
Because I want to
So
understand how they're making so many different bass.
So the bass fishing world, it's not like slowed down by any means, but the biggest thing going on right now that everybody's seeing across the board is ICAST, right? So ICAST 2026 going down in Orlando right now.
It's done. It's done.
It's done.
It's done. Yesterday was the last day, right?
No, today.
Today was the last day. Yeah.
Okay. But there were so many videos. I don't know if you guys got the opportunity to kind of scroll. If you guys got the opportunity to scroll through like social media and just see like all the reels and stuff that people are making. But what was the theme of ICAST 2026?
Koikis. I mean, everybody knew that going into it.
Koiki 2026.
Go
is what they called it.
Koiki Cast 2026, dude.
Yep. Koiki Cast 2026.
Man,
I mean, like
3 years ago was Minnow Cast, basically.
Yep. So you had the
last
Minners.
year was Swim Bait Cast.
Yeah.
Everybody came out with a big soft plastic swim bait, and this year's Koikis.
But hey, I mean, if you're not, I mean, a lot of bait companies, they're out there making their product and hopefully it sells. If you guys are into the urchin style baits, head on over to Drop Zone Tackle and check out the Quiggles that Drop Zone has on their website, the old Quiggly Digglies. Looking forward to seeing some of those come out. Nick's gonna have a bunch of different sizes and stuff, and we actually just got off the phone before we started this episode, and we're brainstorming on a couple ideas for those. So he's gonna be having some new stuff coming out, so you guys can check that out. But yeah, if you're into the Quiggle Urchin game, make sure you head on over to Drop Zone Tackle and stuff. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, man,
that was about it.
Yeah,
I downloaded the app again this year just to go through all the new products that was entered in the new products showcase. And number one, I didn't feel like there was that many like baits entered in. There was like almost no reels entered in, and I say almost none, like very little. Like the winner of that, the freshwater reel was the Shimano Corrado DC 150. It just made a bigger spool, type of deal. And the hard water freshwater bait was another jackhammer. Well, it was another chatterbait, the Evo HD, So, and they had some Koiki stuff, but like there was, if you watch a lot of videos and stuff like before and after guys, I watched a couple, Luke, Mikey, Balls, or Castle Die, one of them. It's like there's just no excitement, really, like there used to be. So,
anybody see anything exciting from? I got one thing that I think.
Yeah, I mean, there was quite a few really cool things. Aside from the Koiki craze, I mean, you had Mega Bass released a really nice, like front weighted hook for the mag draft, which is going to be really good. So it'll give you a single top hook, a nice solid single hook. I know a lot of people struggle for a long time trying to find the right to have a top hook essentially instead of having to try to rig it weedless and stuff. So that was cool. In the kayak world, Bubba came out with a digital kayak. It's not a scale; it would be a measuring board, I guess. Which was super cool. I thought it was pretty innovative. They built in laser technology, built their culling system into it. You can set minimum length. So if you throw it up there quick and it doesn't at least cross that minimum length dot, you don't even have to waste your time. You can set slots in it for saltwater stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool on the saltwater side. Or I mean on the kayak side. In the Koiki realm, to say something cool, like I thought Missile's take on a Koiki bait was super cool. Talked to John. John's obviously a personal friend, a friend of the show. They've been messing with that for quite a while. I think that is going to be something to keep an eye on.
You talking about that jig?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. The way they built the weight system and stuff, and it's super, super cool and innovative. It's something different. They didn't go the traditional Koiki route, so I thought that was cool. But other than that,
Hobie, I will say, I don't know if I get one to wear. I don't know how I would look at them, but Hobie's the new hull float, the Glacier Blue. I mean, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, they do.
That Glacier Blue hull. I mean, the frame is that. It looks good. They should have won the Sunglass Award, but
what's up, Brent Jensen?
You know how that
Nick
game
Kincaid
goes.
said he's super cool. Special operations bass anglers guys in the room here. Yeah, I like that. I like that urchin style jig, dude. I think that's really cool. I'm curious to see when those are actually gonna launch. I'm sure it's gonna be here shortly.
I got a bunch coming for us, don't worry. I got you, boo boo.
It's an interesting concept, and
Do you still have it on their website yet?
I don't know if it's on there.
I haven't looked. If it's not, they're pretty quick about releasing stuff, iCast stuff. So they're not like a lot of companies like Rapala stuff. You won't see until probably like November, December actually hit shelves. Missile usually has their stuff out within a couple weeks of iCast, so I would suspect you'll see them if they're not on the website already.
John's got holding up a nice fish off the bank.
He catches one in that pond every year. I don't know how he does it.
It's Ike's Dice Jig.
Yes, Ike's Dice
Jig. There you go.
That's what it's called. It's got a cool system. It's got a little bit of weight built into it. You can throw it that way. They also put basically a hanger on the front, like a hanger clip, so you can take any size drop shot weight you want if you want to add a little bit more. As long as it's got the circle drop shot, circle line tie, you can snap it right on there and change your weight pretty much instantly. So it's a cool design, something different. The underwater stuff has a cool kind of unique action in the Koiki world, I guess.
And there was a couple Archon jigs too.
There was there. I didn't see the other ones. I'm sure there were.
Yeah,
I know Rapala won soft bait for their urchin bait. The governor, they're calling it. They did something a little bit different with a large flat side, so it stops a lot quicker. Bob Downey has a really good video out explaining what makes it different, and it makes a lot of sense what they did. I don't know that it should have won best soft bait because there were 800,000 other Koikis, but they at least did something a little bit different with the shape of their, the shape of their tentacles and then the overall shape of the ball.
Michael Johns.
There's like 947 different urchin hooks released too. So if you're not sure how you want to hook them,
that's a huge deal right now. Is like there's 1,000,001 ways to like rig these style baits and stuff. Like people are putting them on, like Mike John's perfect example. He put an urchin style bait on the back of Drop Zone Tackles SS Minnow Head. You got guys putting them on shaky head hooks. You got guys putting them on jigs. You got guys putting them on, I guess a jig is kind of a shaky head, but at the same time, like, you got the Renault tackle, which I got to give those guys a huge shout out. And Pete, if it wasn't for you giving me one of those, I would have never known about them. But they make a really great hook. You got the quad hook. You got the frog hook. You got literally a million different ways to rig these baits. And honestly, there's no right way or wrong way. It's just whatever you're comfortable with. So
you got to fish it and find what works for you, man.
Exactly.
Like, those Renault tackle hooks are great for Trey. I didn't have good hookup ratio with them. This didn't work for me. I know other people have had similar things with different hooks. The quad hook, the frog hook for me has been the best. I haven't lost a fish that's bit it yet. So it's just, you got to find which rig you're comfortable with and roll with it. There is no 100%. Best. There is no greatest. They all serve their purpose. And everybody fishes them the same, but a little bit different. So everybody's hook set's a little bit different. Everything, your setup's a little, I think we're throwing on the same setup, but it's just different. Like I said, I struggled a little bit with that single hook with hookups. Trey hasn't lost really a fish that he's hooked on. He's been mashing them with it.
I caught a white perch on it today.
That's great. That's crazy. It had to just bite the hook on accident.
It didn't, but it swiped at it, and I gaffed it in the side of the face. Dude. Like, I was like, no way. Like, I haven't caught any other species on it, right? That's not true. I did snag a catfish on it. But outside of that, like you just roll with what works for you. And the only thing I would say is, like, if you're trying to, you do have to make sure that you have a hook that's going to be able to penetrate the fish in the mouth. Like,
and you got to give them the wood.
You got to give them.
Don't be scared.
Yeah. Does the quad hook tongue hook the fish too much? Nick, I'll answer this question and then I'll turn it over to you guys. I think the biggest reason why a lot of guys are going away from the quad hooks is because when the fish vacuums it into their mouth, it has the opportunity to twist the bait upside down. Even if they have their weight like mounted the right way, I guess, on the hook, if you call it that. So short answer is I heard yes. However, there's a lot of guys that stick to it, right? I think the more hook points you have, the probability is higher of tongue hooking a fish, regardless of the bait that you're using. So I'm going to say yes, but I'll turn it over to Pete and Ben if you guys got any input on that.
I haven't used them. I don't know.
No, I've thrown it some with the quad hook. I haven't tongue hooked any, but I've definitely hooked them in like the side of the cheek, and so I can see how you could. My biggest problem with the tongue hook is if you haven't fished a bait yet, it's not a bait that you're barely hooking fish on. They are eating it. Like, it is going to be to the crushers when they eat it. I promise you it's going to be to the crushers. So I think with that quad hook, you run the risk of just hooking them back and getting into the crushers or into the throat if that bait turns funny. A lot of guys have been having success with a big like 3/0 drop shot hook, and they're making a rig, which I'd made a bunch this week to try that. I finally found some big drop shot hooks to try. I'm going to give it a go when I finally fish again, once it's not 9,847 degrees. Like, I would go fish a derby. I didn't know they had 5 Alives up there. I probably would have went and jumped in that one. That's always fun. Is that the no forward facing one, or is that
No, it's
the actual one? Yeah, that's the normal.
It's forward facing.
Is Seth fishing it too?
Yeah, I'm gonna fish out of the back of. Well, I'm gonna fish out of the back of his boat, but I'm gonna probably fish out of the front of his boat.
Yeah, Trey will have to go up for Seth. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think I could see how that hook could be a problem, like for sure. I don't know that there's I don't know that it is a problem, Nick, but it could be.
I feel like the treble hook, the frog hook, treble hook, quad hook. I feel like those are better when you're like skipping it under docks and stuff. I feel like the single hook, like the Renown tackle hook or whatever single hook, I feel like that's a really good offshore hook. This is just my opinion. I have no data to support any of this. This is literally just me catching a bunch of fish on it. I feel like if you're going to fish for fish around really heavy cover, and you're going to, need to gaff them out of that kind of stuff, like Christy was doing down at the Chowan or wherever he was at, I think Chowan, or, whatever. I feel like you're probably you need to rig it multiple ways to fish around different types of structure and cover. But like in open water, when the fish are like really heavily schooling and you can watch them on forward facing sonar, chase your bait, that single hook seems to be okay because they are legitimately chasing that thing down. And like Pete said, when they get it, they get it. I guess it doesn't really matter as long as your hook is big enough to keep them pinned. So, but I don't know, man. I also haven't used treble hooks and quad hooks too much. I've rigged some of them up, but the quad hooks are so hard to get your hands on, and I only have one. I don't want to lose it either. So, but yeah. And, Buck Mallory, good buddy of ours, lives up in Michigan. He uses a single hook, that Renown tackle hook. Several other buddies of mine, they use it. But again, Seth, he's used the quad hook, he's used treble hook, he's used Renown tackle hook, and he has his own opinions on them. So it's just all opinion based for sure. Beard looking good, Ben. Hope the fish are biting. Chesapeake. Ooh.
Well,
the fish are biting, but so is the sun. That's for sure.
Yeah. And hopefully I'll be out soon once I get the boat rigged.
Yeah.
That's been
you got your stuff all rigged up, ready to rock and roll. The MPFL Military Classics coming up in September. That should be fun. We're going to showcase Ben's boat, and basically new boat is what it is. He just made it new again.
Oh, yeah, a lot. Yeah.
So
I mean, I even got things to I'll see if they work. The gas cylinders to hold the rod lockers open.
Yeah. Yep.
So I got to figure out how to install those and see if the ones I got will work, because that will make things a little nicer. So
speaking of 5 Alive, Pete, you asked the question, is that the no forward facing sonar? Have you guys seen a trend around here with no forward facing sonar being implemented in multiple tournament trails?
I see tournament trails running separate trails with no forward facing, but they're not.
100%.
They're still running their normal.
Yeah.
Look, the big ones with forward facing are always going to draw more boats, more money. Like, it's just the way it is. The kids aren't fishing it, so you're going to have a particular group of people. It's going to be the same group fishing the non-forward facing one. But it's good. I mean, it's good to have options, right? So 5 Alive's running them. I saw, wasn't it Cat talking about running a
no forward
their
facing
trail's a little bit different because you only have to fish a couple of events, and it's split between the Carolinas. So they have I think Murray, Norman, and Gaston, and one other one maybe. There's like 4 lakes, or I can't remember exactly how they have it set up. It's a little bit different. You can fish a couple events and then fish the championship, so that's cool. Yeah, that was the other big one. Cat has been around forever, but they announced a no forward facing tour a couple weeks ago. I don't know where else it's going to go from there. A lot, I think, depends on what changes with the big tournament trail. So does Bass do something different? Does MLF do something different?
I think they're probably going to be locked in.
If you see one of those, if the rumors are true, there's some big changes coming, but they're rumors. Yep. Last year, the rumors we heard were pretty accurate. I don't think Bass is going to change anything. but I think you're going to see some pretty big changes to Major League Fishing, especially in the VFLs, the Toyotas, and the Tackle Warehouse series.
Yeah.
At least that's what the rumors are saying. Again, it's not perfect.
What
It's
are the
rumors because they can change. The word, and I'm hearing it from a lot of people that fish those, is they're going to completely ban it in all their leagues up until the BPT.
Wow.
There's going to be
that's a huge
forward
change.
facing all the way. So BFLs will be no forward facing. Toyotas will be no forward facing. And I've heard too for the pro circuit. I've heard they're going to do an every other event deal. And I've heard they're going to keep doing it how they're doing it now, where you have like a 3-hour window. I don't think they've determined, but I've heard the Toyotas and the BFLs are going to completely ban it.
Well, to be honest,
that's what the word on the street is.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense because
take it for what it is.
Especially with the BFLs, like numbers have fallen off, and co-anglers have completely fallen off too because of getting backboated on a forward facing sonar bite. So to me, that makes
what's up, Jamie?
Sense. And the money's not big enough to like you're doing it for big money, kind of trying to make a professional out of it. It's BFL to me is like a step up from like clubs. It's bigger competition, or more competition, kind of a little bit more travel a lot of times in your clubs, but that makes sense to me.
I think people need to realize, like, it doesn't matter what outfit you're fishing at the end, especially if it's a qualifying series. Like, their bottom line is the money, right? Yep. Their bottom line is the dollar. And so that's what feeds the Elite Series, the Bass Pro Tour, and stuff like that. And so, I'm not saying that they don't care about anglers, because like, I've had a wonderful experience in the Bassmaster Opens. They're very, very good, but at the end of the day, like, you're paying to play the game, and if the game is losing participation, they're going to change the game,
which would be caring about anglers, because if anglers are voting with their with their boats and not showing up and going someplace else,
they want to attract you, just like all those different color of baits that people think bass like are intrigued by, right? That's for the customers. It's not for the bass.
And I saw some things, because obviously Garmin came out with the new
LVS
44 transducer,
which isn't legal.
Which is not legal
in bass. Bass already came out and announced it is not a legal transducer, so we won't see it in the last couple events where forward facing is allowed, which is only one.
It is illegal.
So they have their technology committee that has to approve everything, and they're not. They did it with AT2 when it first came out too, because it came out mid-season. They did it with the LVS. What's the newest one? The 34, 43, 87 mid-season.
Can you even buy it yet? It was released.
I pre-order it.
I know people that have it on their boat already, so you can.
Well,
obviously, if you can get them, you can pre-order them. They're supposed to start shipping last week. So there may be
a real benefit. Well, take it back. What I would think would be a huge benefit, you can get rid of the black box.
Yeah,
bro. If you can actually dial it, how some of the videos have shown with the HD one, it absolutely is. It's absolutely a cheat code. I'm sorry, like it. I know it always looks good on the video release and everything, but if it is even 75% of what they showed in the videos, it has completely changed everying. Like, it's stupid.
You guys know my stance. We all kind of stand, I guess, in similar perspectives, but I think if we go so far with the technology, we're kind of crossing like the domain of like, you're making it is easy. And listen, like, we all know, we all have forward facing whatever on our boat, doesn't matter what brand. But if you have the latest and greatest, it doesn't mean that the fish are going to jump in the boat. But there does come a point, and I agree with, like, I listened to Kyle Patrick talk on Mercer's podcast, and he was like, look, man, like, I love this scope. He's like, but we got to be like really cautious about how easy we're going to make it if this thing can like indicate species of fish and integrate AI into it and all sorts. I'm not saying it can do that. I have no idea if it can, because I don't know anything about it, but I do know, like, there comes a fine line where it's like, all right, dude, if a football starts passing itself and making the quarterback irrelevant, then like, what are we really doing here? You know what I mean? So I think there's a healthy balance with technology. And I think that's why, kind of going back to what we're seeing, is like trails are starting to implement organic rules. While it may be accessible to the mainstream or to the public, for competitors, they're trying to limit it to make the playing field as even as they can.
And Garmin actually has its 2 new transducers.
That's right. Yep.
42 and the 44, which for Bassmaster, even if they're illegal, you can only have one anyway. Like
True.
You'd have to, like, do you want your close up one, or do you want your far away one? Now, I guess they could swap them out in the night or something, but because you don't have a black box, you just run up the trolling motor and plug it in your graph. So, but I'm looking at some of the stuff now in the comparison. It's like, yeah, that's some crazy.
If it's true, it is some crazy difference, right?
Crazy, some crazy imaging coming out with that thing, dude.
Yeah. I wanted to bring this up real quick. I don't know if you guys follow the Cabela's Big Bass Tour. Did you guys see that they released their 2027 schedule?
No.
Well, if you guys don't follow the Big Bass Tour, it's a pretty cool deal. And I actually, went to their website because I never fished any of it before. But man, they go all over the place. I didn't realize that you could fish like 3 people out of a boat.
Money
tournaments. Harris Chain, Florida; Conroe, Texas; Clarks Hill, Georgia; Table Rock; Smith Mountain Lake; Lake Murray; Chickamauga; Mississippi River; Douglas; Gunnersville, and then back to Smith Mountain for their final event. But dude, that's a really, really cool tournament trail, and it sucks because I can't fish it. So, like, if you guys are interested in fishing, because anybody that fishes the Major League Fishing Toyota Series, the Bassmaster Opens, the Elite Series, the BPT, Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit, you can't fish it. Or if you fished it within the last 24 months, right? So 2 years, or if you have a tournament earning accrued over 250,000 or more, you also can't fish it. Which obviously this is designed for, not like full-time anglers. But yeah, like I was thinking, like, dude, that would be such a fun series to fish. A, it's a ton of tournaments, but B, like, they go to really cool places.
I think
Obviously,
Sam has fished it. Well, one of those big bass ones like that.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he fished the Big Bass Tour because obviously we have the Big Bass Bashes and stuff, and but this is that Cabela's Big Bass Tour, and they pay some big money, man. Like looking at a 2025 Table Rock Lake champion, $50,000, dude. You know, so
like the closest ones to us: Lake Murray, Smith Mountain, and Douglas for next year.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in fishing outside of like the Opens or the Toyota Series or something like that, that would be something I think would be very, very enjoyable, because you could put a couple buddies on the boat and like just go out and you're fishing for big bass, dude. That's what you're doing. You know what I mean? So relatively small entry fees too, I believe. But
I'd see entries like, I guess you might be able to still register for the ones this year. Like the Douglas is 2nd through 4th of October. Let's see. Yeah, so it's, if you only want to do it one day, it's $125.
Yeah.
And 2 days is $175. And if you want to fish it all 3 days, it's $250. That's not bad.
That's cheap, dude. I mean, cheap. Cheap is, relative, but
hourly paybacks is $1,000 an hour. And
Mike Johns, he said they should let me fish it. I'm just donating anyways. And I thought that was interesting. Like, so I had this conversation with Mike too, because I was like, dude, that kind of sucks, because like you're considered like a pro angler, right? If you fish like the Toyota Series or Bassmaster Opens, right? I got it. I guess if you pay the money, you're a pro. But if you go back and look at my tournament results for the year, I'd be like, bro, there is nothing pro about these tournament results. But nevertheless, I get it, man. Like, takes away from other guys getting in and stuff. And it's, but I think it's a really cool series, and I'm looking forward to. I never knew about them. I mean, I've heard like rumblings, but I never really followed them. But I just started following them, and maybe that's something some of our friends will end up fishing.
Speaking of the MPFL tournament, they not know the size limits for that lake?
For which lake?
Douglas, because they have specific June ones.
Oh, I don't know.
1st to September.
Oh yeah, I mean they'll have to brief on all the rules. Yeah.
Well, no, listen to this. Apparently, from June 1st to September 30th, there's no length limit for largemouth bass, but you can only keep one largemouth per day over 16 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Only one over 16.
Mm-hmm.
And then smallmouth during that time, you can only it's a one fish harvest for 20 inches. Now, I think during all the other months, like the big bass one, the reason why they do it in October is because there's almost no limits during the other times. But if our tournament fits in that, so we can have 1 over 16 and the rest are 15 or under 16 inches, that's really going to limit weights. I mean that's going to be anybody's game type of deal.
We'll go OG Sharon Harris on him, Ben.
That's right.
You know,
I mean, you basically go catch a bunch of 12 to 15 inches if you can and just spend the rest of your 6 or 8 hours
looking for a giant.
Because that's going to affect our strategy.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, I think that kind of stuff is cool. You know, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
It won't affect your strategy that much. There's 8,000 kajillion 14-inch fish in that lake.
Mike John said the only pro is my fishing. The only pro is my fishing is I park next to the pros at the ramp.
I just don't know if the NPFL had considered that before.
I don't know. I thought you were going to talk about the MPFL. So if you guys follow the MPFL, a lot of the guys are heading up to the St. Lawrence River right now. They start practice on Sunday. But fun fact, I believe, fun rumor, is that they're limited now to where they can fish because of the lock situation up at the St. Lawrence River, which also may affect our buddy Seth Ellis and Jamie Caldwell, who's fishing the MLF Toyota Series Northern Division up at St. Lawrence River here in the next couple weeks as well. I think they're confined, if I'm not mistaken, to a very, I wouldn't say small section, but a section of the St. Lawrence River. So we got to get more details about that. But just through the rumor mill, I was hearing that things were kind of looking a little weird for that whole deal. So they may not be able to run where they want to run. Which whatever, you know, I mean, hey, you're limited on water. You're limited on water.
Everybody's got the same limits.
Everybody's got the same limits. 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I still got to upload our DD214s. Crap.
Yep.
I'll do that. I got that.
Dang it, Ben. What are you waiting on?
Pete's got a new thing coming. You got a new ride coming, don't you, Pete?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a new Toyota coming on Monday.
Oh crap. We got new Toyotas all around.
Trey's got a new Toyota.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on getting a new Toyota, but they made me a deal that I couldn't pass up on. So
yeah, I will tell you, dude. And you know, Mike's on here. Like the towing on that Toyota, the mileage that you get, I didn't think it was going to be that great. And I got to give. I
told you, dog.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. But I'm getting anywhere between like 18 and 19 and a half miles to the gallon pulling the boat on the, you know, like highway stuff, about 17 and a half and stuff like stop go. But it's a great ride, man. And I got to give Travis Wilson on Scott Clark Toyota out west towards Charlotte a huge shout out, man. Really took care of me and, delivered the vehicle straight to the house, and it couldn't have been any easier. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So if you're looking for a Toyota, this is a free plug for him. Check out Scott Clark Toyota. Nick Kincaid just said, what's the mileage? Like I said, anywhere between 18 and 19 and a half miles to the gallon while pulling the boat in tow haul mode. So yeah, it's not too bad compared to the old OG F-150 I was pulling with. Maximum I'd get like 11.4, maybe 12 on a good day. And I'll tell you this, I will never, and I say, never's a strong word, but I highly doubt I will ever modify another towing a boat towing vehicle. And what I mean by that is I'll never put another lift kit on. I'll never put bigger tires on. I will leave that vehicle the way it was designed alone. Because when you start doing that, like, I mean, look at all these other guys that fish, man. They got 35s jacked up, 6, 7, 8-inch lift on them. They're probably getting like 8 miles to the gallon.
Yep.
I'm having it.
No, there's no reason to. It's cool when you're like in high school.
Yeah.
Which most of the guys are now. They're fishing the elite stuff, so it makes sense.
Average angler's like 22.
Makes sense why they're still rocking big old lifted trucks. All the old guys have stock Tundras.
I'm gonna put. You know what? I was thinking about this. So like, I'm gonna bring the late '90s, early 2000s back. I'm gonna put dice hanging off the rear mirror. I'm gonna go dice style.
You gotta put fur on the dashboard.
Yeah, fur on the dashboard. Dice, not the kind of dice that you throw for bass, but like the big dice. If you young kids don't know what I'm talking about,
You should hang the dice, the bass dice.
yeah.
They don't. You could. They get all deformed though. It gets too hot.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like some of the anglers' trucks that leave 800 pounds of soft plastics on the dash and let it melt right into the dash, which I have seen.
Just adding flavor, dude. It's all good.
I won't name names, but there's definitely somebody that fishes a couple of the pro circuits that are like, they got, y'all know who you are, by the way.
Yeah,
Y'all
KJ,
are some
clean out your
dirty
van.
birds. Y'all are some dirty birds.
I'll call him out. KJ, clean up your dashboard, bro. We love you, but clean the dashboard out. You got 847 pounds of soft plastics in your dashboard. Anytime if anybody sees the Queen Tackle van parked, walk up there and look in the windshield. My boy, KJ Queen, love you, dude. You have 942 tons of soft plastics just melting together. That's probably where the dice bait got invented. Like, KJ just cut a section out, flipped it. He was like, yeah, it's going to work. No, I'm just kidding. But his truck, I have the same problem, so I can't really talk too much.
Well, dude,
I found so much tackle in my truck when I cleaned it out to get rid of it.
They need to. So you see like all those YouTube videos where they're doing like tours of people's bass caves and stuff. They need to get rid of that, and they need to do a tour of every one of their trucks, because I'm telling you right now, you would be like, dude, they
would clean them up before you got to see it.
But you can't let them though. You got to take them by surprise. Like there's some guys that are like got 4 red Solo cups full of Red Man dip spit in there, dude. Like it's bad. And you know who you are too, and you're
I won't call that one out. You've been around too long. That might damage my reputation. Not just talking about you, KJ isn't, but that individual. People get all in their feels when you talk about the legends of the sport. Oh
man. And if you ever if nicotine pouch companies wanted to really see where their money goes to, just jump in any angler's truck, by the way.
No, I would call Mikey Nadeau out, Brent. Like, I know he's got 9 spit. I've ridden in his truck. You got to be careful. It's either a full spit bottle or a pistol shoved somewhere. Like, no, I'm just kidding. He does have a lot of spit bottles in his truck, though. It's kind of gross, Mikey. Clean it out.
Yeah, don't light a match in Mikey's truck. It might explode.
Yeah, it's got whatever gases Mikey Nadeau puts out.
Brent said, "Don't bust on Mikey. Words hurt." You know what?
You know what? He knows
Mikey
we love
ain't on here anyways. He's down for a 2-day tournament at the Albemarle Sound, whatever river they're going to be fishing.
So they do trailer tournaments. So they can fish anywhere.
He can fish anywhere. He ain't listening to us right now. He's out there trying to figure out those.
Speaking of that system. It came up with my Facebook memories 9 years ago today. I won my first club tournament.
Did you really?
It was on the Chowan River, a 2-day tournament.
Oh, well, good for you, because I went down there the other day and didn't get a single bite.
It's July.
Sometimes you do be like
my weight for 2 days is like 14 pounds.
There's
a limit both days. I was the only one to do that, but no one had anything. It was miserable.
Well, dude,
fishing, but
I posted a video of the snagless jig. My whole intent going down there, I want to take my wife down there to see the scenery. It's one of the most beautiful places in North Carolina, guaranteed, at least in my opinion. And but I went down there to legitimately power fish the flipping jigs, right? And dude, I started with 2 rods on the front deck, a 1/2 ounce and a 3/8 ounce, and I flipped, and I flipped, and I flipped, and I flipped. And I was like, is it just not the jig that they're biting? So then it was like, okay, pulled a spinnerbait out, right? Because the water was dirty and there you could see like bait fish, right? Then I pulled a bladed jig out. Then I pulled a koiki out or an urchin bait out. Then I pulled a topwater bait out. Then I at the end of the day, I think I had 12 rods on the front deck, and I was like, you know what? I'm out of here. They're just not eating, dude. No. Or I ran from one end, not one end, right? Because you guys know how long it is, but miles and miles apart to find, black water and just, different situations. And dude, I just couldn't figure it out. And so then I went to Lake Gaston the next day and smoked them. Smoked them on topwater. If you guys are up at Lake Gaston, I'll let the cat out of the bag. You may not catch the winning fish, but you're definitely going to have some fun doing it. Put yourself a walking bait in your hand and go throw at points because the freaking spots and largemouth are chewing topwater. At least they were the other day. Every day is different. But yeah, definitely, man. Congratulations on winning your first derby down at one of the hardest places in North Carolina to navigate around and fish.
In July.
July. You won it in July?
July 17th. That was
what did you do? Maybe I'll learn something here. What did you do in July down at the or some guys
we put it on by a hosky on the western side, right?
Uh-huh.
And I ran down a few miles and I went back in this creek. And the week before I had practiced in there and I caught like a 5-pounder just flipping. And I didn't really have any other places when I practiced at all. And the day one I go in there, all I did was like a 1/4 ounce Texas rig trick worm and all the cypress trees. And I found about a 1/4 mile, half-mile stretch that I got all my bites in during the tournament, like if I went too far or not. And so I just made circles on both sides every single day. For that entire day. Caught a limit that day, and then someone else had caught a limit that day too. And I think I was sitting in second after day one. Again, the weights were nothing, maybe like 7-8 pounds a day or something.
Oh crap!
I mean, it was terrible. And it's like I know there was big fish in there because I caught that like a 5 in practice the week before, and I think I went up there the day before the tournament in the evening and caught like a 3 in there. And then the next day I got there and the winds had shifted, so the water was about 6 to 8 inches lower.
Yep.
And I did the same thing, though a green pumpkin trick worm, and I did that for about 3 hours, and all I was catching short fish. Like every one was just a 1/4 inch short. So I was like, well, you know what? Let's put on green pumpkin or red flake. And then I caught five keepers, and the guy who was in second caught like 2 fish that day. So I had to limit both days for like 12 pounds.
Hey,
I won the tournament, but
it don't matter.
There was nothing special. It was just get back in some of those creeks, and it was a couple little kind of S-turn creek bends back there, just throwing at every single cypress tree and lay down and back in there.
Yeah.
Jamie said it's the best time for the show on, and he ain't wrong. But it can be, she can be tough.
I always like going down there because I've done down there in June before. Well, obviously you guys know in June, but like it seems like the pad bite and stuff was better in June and all. And then one year we fished it in August, and I could only fish it one day that year. I had other stuff going on. Maybe I had something with the Army. I don't remember, but I didn't catch a limit that day. I only caught like 3 or 4 fish, and But
speaking of that system, we got to give our good buddies Mikey and Nick a shout out. They just won was it the Goodyear Championship, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep.
Down there on the Chowan River or whatever river they were on. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag on that one, but congratulations to Mike and Nick for winning the 2-day championship down there with a combined weight of, I don't know, it was like 20. I don't remember what it was. Nick, you tell us. You're on here. What was the combined weight of your guys' championship? Congratulations on bringing home the gold, gentlemen. And they did it in a pretty cool way. They ran new water every day, and so that's a huge accomplishment. So shout out to those guys. What else is going on? What else do we want to talk about?
Not a whole lot.
Drink water.
It's that time of year, man.
Nick
put the bait in chat. I should put it up on screen for everybody to see.
I think he said speed worm. Yeah,
he
put speed worm with a 1 cast
on the long neck hook.
Yeah.
Next, well,
You need to send pictures.
send pictures. Or
They
if you
don't take
post-
pictures, Ben. That's one thing. They're like they're
There was one right there, but if that one was caught on the long neck, send pictures or post it and tag, and then I'll repost it or something. Because like, you got to take pictures. I know
Yeah,
it's
Nick.
tournament, but like, you caught him on the long neck. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, old freaking speed worm, dude.
Oh,
I know where
speed worm.
I know where you guys are fishing too, Nick, but I won't say that.
Yep.
Brent, Nick caught the big one out of the back of Mikey's boat. Mikey
No,
was too big
allegedly.
Mikey was too busy trying to scope. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn scopers.
Damn scopers, dude.
Scopers.
No. You know how it is though, man. Like usually the guy in the back of the boat a lot of times catches the biggest fish or the most fish because they're throwing something different. Or I think a lot of times what happens, and again, I have no data to support this either, but places like let's use Jordan Lake as an example. Jordan Lake, there's about 16 different laydowns you can fish in that lake. And,
Not right now.
yeah, there's no laydowns, by the way. But the guy in the front of the boat, when he's hitting a laydown, we hit these laydowns maybe 5, 10, 15 times. Well, the guy in the front of the boat at least gets a good 3 to 4 casts at that laydown before the guy in the back of the boat does. I feel like a lot of times they're triggered by that. And by the time the guy in the back of the boat gets his bait in there, they're fired up. I have no data to support that, but I feel like sometimes that's the case because you may be fishing by yourself and you'll flip in there 15 times. And on that 15th cast or 15th flip, you get that bite, right? So who knows really what's going on, but yeah, man, that happens a lot. So congrats, Nick, on catching a 692, man. That's a big fish. It's a quality fish. So yeah. I have nothing else to really go over. I mean, bass fishing is pretty slow right now. The dead of the heat is terrible. The drought sucks. Big fish are still biting. Get out there and definitely fish. But we got some stuff. Bassmaster Elite Series getting ready to head up north. MPFL is already headed up north. Toyota Series going up north. Everyone's heading north.
He's headed up north. Everybody goes north this time.
Everybody's going north, dude. And I don't. However, going north, what's going on in Canada right now with all those wildfires, dude? Like I've been getting pictures from friends and family up in northern Michigan, man. They're getting freaking, it's like ash coming all over the border and just covering everything. So, our thoughts and prayers are with everybody up in Canada and in northern Michigan or whoever's being affected by the fires. But that stuff's freaking crazy, dude.
Yep.
Super, super crazy.
Even though you Canadians are super passive aggressive, we still like you. So
Brent said that's in my neck of the woods. Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. I hope they get that stuff contained and because it looks like a freaking war zone up there.
There's a whole internet war going on right now about that.
Is it really?
All the Americans are complaining. You Canadians, you guys stopped like doing brush fires and managing your forest because environmental reasons, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of this is true or not, but then they just send us all their smoke.
It definitely plays a role. I mean, you see the same thing in California, like they quit back burning and burn management back in the day, and
the Canadian side goes
since then. But that's not I mean, that's just being
But the Canadians made a good point. Like some of those forests are like, I mean, we have remote stuff in this country, but they have even like more remote places to go and hard places to access because.
100 out of control in Ontario, 1.4 million hectares burned so far.
I don't know. Brent said they've been smoked out in northern PA. Mike said it's made it down to Virginia, obviously. Then
it's going to hit us tomorrow, supposedly.
Is it really?
Yeah, my parents left today from Atlantic Beach here in North Carolina. They said as soon as they crossed into Virginia, it started, and it's just gotten worse the further north they've gotten.
Yep.
And looking at air quality stuff, it's supposed to hit tomorrow. So,
well, I'm going to wear
some of the effects tomorrow down here. I would definitely wear a buff or something.
I'm going to wear a M50 gas mask.
Dude, dare you to do that.
I don't have one. The Army would definitely give me a statement of charges for that. What's up, Brandon Parsons?
You would absolutely die in the heat trying to wear
I don't have a mask, but I do have a whole JS list.
Oh, do you really? Oh, I'm not wearing that freaking thing, dude. But Nick
I
brought
wear it
up
in the wintertime.
Yeah, well, Nick brought that. You should bring that to the Special Operations Bass Angler Tournament in November, Friday before Veterans Day, Lake Norman. Make sure you guys travel to fish that tournament, annual Mark McCowan charity tournament.
We'll talk afterwards, but I think I want to. I gotta get signed up. I think I'm gonna fish with Javon on it.
That'd be cool, man.
This year, but
yeah,
we got to figure out house situations because we got a lot of people. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean our house is pretty much full already. So, oh wait, is Ed? That'll be the determining factor.
I don't think Ed's gonna come. If you guys are in the market for a Camus boat, our good friend Ed String up in Joyzy has his boat up for sale on the old Facebooks. So make sure you check that out. You can find him on the Book of Faces.
The Book of Faces, dude.
The Book of Faces. He's got a really nice boat, man. Low hours on it. Takes really good care of it. Pete, myself, Ben, we have firsthand checking his boat out. So it's a great ride. But yeah, he's trying to offload that boat so he can make some other financial investments and stuff like that. So, but yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll be good with that, Ben. So you guys should be good to crash.
Sweet. I'll get signed up this weekend, and we can. That's going to be a good event.
Yep. Well, hey guys, appreciate you guys jumping on here. I'm not going to end this prematurely if Ben and Pete got anything to cover, but make sure you guys go on over and check those guys out. We talk about at the beginning of the show. Also check out FX3 Inc. combating suicide, veteran suicide across the globe, man. Mike Johns are doing a great job with that initiative. 501c3. He's on the End Suicide Tour in 2026. Also check out Special Operations Bass Anglers like we've talked about before. Great 501c3. Super proud to be a part of the team and looking forward to the Lake Norman event in November. Who else do we need to shout out? Just friends of ours. Check out Drop Zone Tackle. Nick Kincaid's on here. Make sure you guys check out Drop Zone Tackle. I'm going to be pairing a Drop Zone Tackle rattling drop shot weight with a One Cast Fishing 5-inch Alewife Stinger as a free rig tomorrow. Hopefully catching some of those bass that are feeding on shad and gizzards and stuff like that. So make sure to check out Nick Kincaid's Drop Zone Tackle. And what else? Anything else, gents?
No.
Nothing?
No, I ain't got anything, man. No.
Dude, it's I got where there's an AC in the podcast room that you guys know, but if you guys are watching, there's an AC in here, but I think it's like 81 degrees in here right now. It's super hot. So I'm going to go in and get some AC. Appreciate everyone joining in. Mike Johns, love you too, brother. Thanks for helping us continue growing a culture of anglers, helping anglers one cast at a time.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.